The time is now. Welcome back to SatoshiConomy, Bitcoin and peer-to-peer financial empowerment. The time is now. In this video, I'm going to apologize. I am sorry. I apologize to you. And the reason I'm doing this, what I mean is, there was a time back when I put some videos out. It was predetermining, not as if I'm the only one, but I was saying what I was saying about the economy because of what everybody is saying about it, which is very, very clear that there is immense instability, and it's time for us to prepare for that and make decisions and adjust. And someone made a comment on one of my videos that, hey, I'm not going to listen to your doom and gloom. And I'm like, actually, I apologize for that, because I felt like I don't want to be be known as someone who's a naysayer, doom, prophesying about doom and gloom. And that really isn't what I'm trying to do here. But what my heart in doing SatoshiConomy is to search out what's best for me and for my family, and then share, because of all the research that I do, just share some of the findings that I have for that are, in my opinion, that are valuable, and that you can just take a 10 or 15 minute video or some kind of video production, listen to it, and just decide for yourself. I mean, D.Y.O.R, do your own research. Check this out. I'm by an airport. So, but yeah, I apologize, but here's the deal. Here's the bottom line. What we're going through right now is by far it's going to be, and is right now, the greatest wealth and power transfer in the history of mankind. And it's time for us, if you don't know what's happening and you don't make some decisions, you're going to be left empty-handed, literally empty-handed. But those of us who know and have data and can make decisions, we can do some adjustments, and the time is now. Make some adjustments. Just some of the things right off the top of my head. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on about scores of things, literally. But some of the main factors that are going on now that are recent trends are your friend, but some of the things that are going on recently are such things as especially institutional investors that are coming into Bitcoin. We have, in particular, we have Fidelity Investments has done some funded research that they have solicited the opinions and expertise of some just veritable economic experts and financial experts, and they have determined, quote unquote, that Bitcoin is an alternative investment. And they call it that because they say that it's vying to be considered by them as a true asset class. Now, the present day market cap of Bitcoin itself is, I hope I'm close here, probably about 275 billion. It might be 300 billion, but right around there. And for it to be considered a global, or in the eyes of the traditional financial system, for it to be considered a true asset class, it would probably have to attain some level of maybe 1 or 2 trillion in market cap. So essentially it'd have to quadruple or octuple. That's the first time I ever said that word. Go about 8x, something like it. But it's really being regarded. I saw a report yesterday. They said, it's J.P.Morgan. They said that in their experience or their estimation, that it looks like investors are beginning to prefer Bitcoin to gold, which is a very, very interesting thing. And I started doing videos in 2017, 2018. I started researching it in 2015. But ever since then, I mean, I knew as soon as I went deep dive on it, the essential cornerstone and fundamental value of it is that it represents independence. It represents a sound money. It's the first form of money in the history of mankind that has an open ledger. Imagine that. I mean, with closed ledgers or a dual accounting system, the ledger is as accountable as the two players or characters who are involved in transacting. And in other words, it lends itself to a lot of deceit and corruption. I'm shivering here a little bit because I'm out in the elements, which I just love. I mean, Minnesota is awesome. One thing that I really love about this area is there are very definitely 4 different seasons. And last night we got some snow, and overnight it looked like it just completely is a very different season. But spring, we have the brand new sprouting, a lot of greenery. Summer's hot. My favorite season is actually the fall, with all the fall colors of the trees and the fresh air. But what I like to say is it keeps the riffraff out. Keeps the riffraff out. But getting back to what I was saying is that that's just one thing. For example, institutional investors are just pouring in. If you want to Google Paul Tudor Jones, an iconic figure in Lower Manhattan and hedge funds, you especially very, very recently, a Michael Saylor, Saylor, he just bought from his hedge fund. They put in 425 million, and since then in August they've even put in more, but they made Bitcoin their fund's reserve currency, and that's just incredible. And then who are some other well, like Fidelity coming around with like there's new decentralized finance that has just gone bonkers since July. Just like July 1st to now, it's gone from 1 billion to 13 billion. It's now retraces, come back to a market cap in the decentralized finance industry, probably more like 9 or 10 billion, but it's just gonna, there's basically the reason why that's taken off is because there's the advancement of innovation and the user interface is becoming more and more simple, and also the proliferation of the opportunity for individuals to disintermediate banks and do a lot of the traditional financial products or services without having to have a bank involved. That is just huge. But look, the time is now, and I appeal to you, if you haven't already, just take $10. That's one incredible thing about Bitcoin is you can buy a Satoshi. A Satoshi is 100 millionth of a Bitcoin, but you don't have to buy a whole share. You can buy increments of it. You can buy $10, $100, anything, 10,000, whatever. But the simplest way in America and probably in the world to get involved is just go to Coinbase, give them, your left arm, your name, rank, and serial number, all that data. But then just get a slice of the pie. And by virtue of having some skin in the game, you'll be interested and privy, and you'll pay a little bit more attention to what's going on here. But then what you do is continue to add on to that. But I appeal to you to opt into an independent economy, that one of the incredible value components of it is that it provides accountability. Incredible. So that's just one reason why it's so popular and gaining traction throughout all the world for individuals and corporations and even nation states. Just this I just saw a bald eagle. Amazing. I love nature. You'll be seeing a lot of videos of me out in nature, but he's roosting up there by his nest. So, but just a couple of weeks ago was the first time in history we have a central bank bought Bitcoin for their central bank coffers. It's the country of Iran, which incredibly is one of the central banks in the world that is not owned by the Rothschilds. So there's Cuba, North Korea, and Iran, but they are using that as a reserve currency in their central bank. So on and on and on. I got started. I'm going to stop now here, but I super appreciate your time. You can find me on at SatoshiConomy. That's SatoshiConomy. Check out the show notes, and you can also find me on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. But hashtag love all, serve others. I hope that you like it and subscribe and click that notifier bell so you get the push notifications as soon as my videos are uploaded. I apologize for the shivering and the shaking of the screen there. I've done my best. But just to sum it up, the time's now. Do something, adjust. You will be rewarded immensely and exponentially. And I wish you well, I wish you wealth, and I wish you health. I wish you well, I wish you wealth, I wish you health, and until next time, peace.